Are you taking the time that you need to be productive? Welcome to Huddle Up. I'm Duane Gibbs alongside my partner, Mark Bruce, the Hall of Famer, and we come to you each and every Wednesday and Friday with a quick mindful thought. With that being said, let's huddle up. What's happening?
Good afternoon. Man, so what do you mean are you taking the time to be productive?
I think that because we all live in such a fast pace, world goes by so fast. I brought it up I don't know if it was, yeah, probably the beginning of this year and part of last year where I went into Lowe's home improvement in September, and they had Halloween stuff up, they had Thanksgiving stuff, they had Christmas, and they also had some Valentine's decoration and candy out in September. So is everything moving so fast? Yes. And what I mean by that is I don't think enough of us take the time to slow down a little bit and regroup and just relax, because if you're not doing that, I believe that there's no way that you can be creative or productive enough to have growth in not only your personal life but also in your business.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between being active and being productive. And we hit on that. I mean, you hit on that when we developed the alignment, our third A in our 5A framework. Your goal has to be aligned with what you're doing. And and you can't Man, you just can't do activity for activity's sake. You've got to make sure that what you're doing aligns with and moves you forward towards your goal. Book by well Pritchard, U squared
You
talks about it. U squared. I mean, it talks about how you can make quantum leaps if you take the time and find a different path. I mean, doing the same thing over and over again, I believe, was called insanity.
yes.
And if you want to create new results, you've got to try new ideas and be refreshed to do it.
It yes, I agree. I mean, it's a great point, and I find, and I have found over the years, that everybody says I don't have enough time. But when we take them through our 5 A's, we're able to assess awareness, alignment, action, and accountability. And I I love that you came up with the 5 A's. I think that's the main cornerstone to our business, to where taking people through the 5 A's really, they really visually see where they need to slow down, and then really being able to identify the real problem. But you can't identify a problem until you slow down and get and take a complete assessment. But like you said, you can't keep running and running and doing and thinking that you're being productive, because you're just running yourself into the ground.
Yeah.
And I think more people really need to slow down. I talked to somebody the other day, a buddy of mine. He was like, "I love to take vacation. Everything's so expensive." I said, "No one says you have to go anywhere, but just slow down enough to where turn the phone off, turn social media off, just turn everything off and decompress, even if it's for a weekend. Do something that you like to do, whether it's, pulling out a lounge chair and just sitting outside and just decompressing, reading a book, something differently that you don't do. I know that you do that a lot.
Yeah.
And, playing with your dog or whatever, you
We,
and you and your wife going to different places.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
got,
have to.
I am working on training Winnie how to bring the Amazon packages in.
Nice.
And she's got the small ones. Hadn't figured out how to get the big ones in yet, but yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. So, listen, do yourself a favor, because you matter. Take the time that you need so you can get yourself rejuvenated, to get yourself thinking clear and not so chaotic in your head and feeling like, what was I just doing? What I know I was supposed to do something. Slow down and hold yourself accountable if you don't have somebody to hold yourself accountable, or reach out to us. Go to huddleforsuccess.com, click on an assessment awareness form, fill that out, submit it. We'd love to talk that through with you. So appreciate you, the listener. We come to you each and every Wednesday and Friday with a quick mindful thought. Like, share, leave a comment, pass this on to someone if you feel like it'll make a big change for them and have an impact. Again, slow down. And until next time, stay huddled up.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Huddle Up, where we come to you every Wednesday and Friday. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and on social media. If you find this information helpful, share this with someone that you know. We'll see you next time on Huddle Up.